And Joey here. We're waiting on my man Chris. Joey rocking his 1619 hat tonight. He representing. I see you know Yankees. Oh my God!
It's time, JB. It's
Full
time.
stop.
It's time.
Full stop.
It's time.
Hope Chris can get back in, man. I hope ain't nothing happened to his computer or nothing. Right? That'd be like the worst, but
he should be all right.
But you know, since you represent your Yankees, I just wanted to say that for the 20th time that Syracuse Orange have advanced to the Sweet 16.
Congratulations.
Is it just me? Is it just Syracuse advanced when they're a lower seed? Because when they are number one or number two,
oh, you were right about
that.
Bounced. You are right about that.
I mean, remember that year they had Wesley Johnson, and they were like 30 and like 2 and lost to Butler in the round of 32.
Number 2.
They were the number 1 seed in the country, I believe.
Wesley Johnson was Big East Player of the Year.
Yeah, he was a monster, right?
ACC Player of the Year.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he really didn't have. He transferred from Iowa State. To transfer from Iowa State, Joey.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
got it.
So he won. Oh, there he goes.
There he is.
Yeah, he made it back in here. Glad you can make it back here, Chris. Like I said, we started and we live now recording, and we got my man Chris here. We got my man Joey. I'm JB. You know, my friends call me JB, so if you ain't my friend, don't call me JB.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Chris? What's up?
Just watching the games. It's crazy, this tournament.
Yep.
The madness is
first 2 rounds. I mean, for me, man, I got one word for it, man. Chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Brackets are being busted everywhere you look.
Don't even tell me about it.
Right?
So how's your guys? How's your brackets? Is it done?
Honestly, in the pool, I got one bracket that's still up there, close, right? And both my brackets are still there. Like my brackets aren't busted because I got one bracket, I got 3 left. Another bracket, I got 4 left to make it to the Final Four. So I'm good right now. We'll see tomorrow. You know how I'm feeling. I might be sad next weekend. We talk to you. Sitting here going like this.
Well, see, I got so I went. Well, I looked. I got every year. I guess they say a 7 or higher makes it to the Final Four in the last like 6 years.
Yeah.
So I try to play the numbers, of course, and I picked Connecticut, and they got bounced in the first round. So, but then if you pick a team like that and they don't. You know, if you get screwed on a team like that, then you're done because you're not going to make it up anywhere else.
You're right about that.
So I'm going to look. You know, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to share what I've done so far, and I'm going to share Joey's bracket too.
Golly. Come on,
I'm going to share your bracket too, Joey. Right? I'm going to show on the screen. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I'm going to let the people know, you know, interested minds want to know how Joey did since Joey's supposed to be the guru out here, right, Chris? He think he the guru.
Yeah, that's right. He's the
Everyone's got it down here.
He think he the guru and whatnot. So, you know. So how you looking on your bracket, Joey? Before I look at it myself.
This is all due to COVID.
All due to COVID, huh? Okay.
Not good. Not very good.
Not very good.
5-11. Not very good.
We gotta work on your Joey, your connection. All right, hold on.
You got me down?
Mine too. No, I'll probably get bounced a few times.
I'm pulling it up. Hold on. Take some time, man. You know, I mean, this is our first time, you know, really talking about it, doing this stuff. So, you know, we gotta make sure I got it right. Hold on. Okay. So I'm in. Oh, hold on. I gotta sign in. Hold on. Let me sign in. I guess I'm on a different browser.
Well, so the other day I'm thinking
I got like all kind of stuff going on.
I know you do.
You know,
on where I bet on Bet Online. So I'm going in and I'm switching my bracket out, and I fill it all the way out, but I change a couple of things. So then you know, it's one of those where they get more points as the thing goes along. So I look at like 4:00 that day on Friday. I didn't fill out my final 2 I didn't fill out my champion or my final bracket, my final two, so I'm done.
So
I basically just wasted $10.
wow. So Pete, this out. So let me just break this down for you. So in the Yahoo brackets, right? It goes by points.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm in second place. I got 30 points so far, and I can get a total of 158. The guy in first place, it's like he has 31 points, but his possible points is 103. He's done. Right? He's not gonna win. He's not gonna win.
So he must have somebody like one of the teams you got bounced as his winner or something.
So I did 2 brackets because I gotta do 2 brackets. I ain't like Joey, right? So in my second bracket right now, I got 28 points, but I have the highest total projected in the pool right now at 168.
So in is that the one I did like you with yours before? I think I actually won one with you.
You did win one.
Is it the confidence type? It's a confidence one?
Yeah.
Where you
That's what it is, yeah.
Rank them out.
So what happens? This is what happens. So it's broken down by round, different rounds, different amount of points, right? So round of 64, you get 1 point per win.
Okay, yeah. So that's the one
right?
I like.
And then what happens is if you don't get the champion, sometimes it ends up going to the points.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what happened one year, and one thing about me, Chris, if you're in my pool, when you win, you get paid. Right? You don't.
Yeah, you're good
you don't
about
sit
that.
around and you don't be like, well, where the money at? No, you get paid on immediately, right?
Yeah, you're good about that even in football.
Yeah, of course. You got to be, man. That's one thing my dad taught me. So looking at Joey's, man. Hold on. You can't find it right now. Hold on.
Go to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm looking. Let's see.
Keep going.
Oh, right. So right now, Joey's sitting at 23 picks correct with a possible 137 points. So
137 is still a pretty decent number.
No, it's not. You in 37th place, Joey.
Out of how many?
Out of 40.
How many?
Out of 45. I think it's 45. That's funny, right?
Rough.
Because
Rough.
I got a real funny story for y'all. My stepson and my wife were supposed to be in the pool, but they didn't pick their teams, and I told them no refunds. So that's how it goes sometimes.
Oh, geez.
No refunds.
So they just had blank. They had blank.
Yes, right now they're at 45 and they're 45th and 45th, and they both have 0 and 0.
So are you allowed to change it as it goes, or it's
nah? It's not one of those. Nope. It's basically
like you lock it in Friday.
Yeah, you lock it in once you pick, right? I'm gonna share it. You can see them at the bottom. You see them?
No refunds.
No refunds. I told them, right? No refunds, right? Yeah, that's what you don't get no refunds when that happens. All right. So
cold-blooded.
Yeah, I'm not cold-blooded, man. You can't, dude. You think I'm cold-blooded? Wait till if you deal with my pops, man. He's cold-blooded, Joey. Right? I can imagine me telling him, and Joey's like, yeah. Joey said he waited on his picks. Man, he would have cussed me out on the spot. And then he said, give me your numbers. He can call you and cuss you out. So yeah, I'm still looking good with my picks, man. I can tell you.
Who's your winner?
Gonzaga? Okay, so in one bracket, I picked. It's just one of those years, so I picked every number 1 seed to go to the final because I thought it was one of those
just
years
playing playing the numbers.
Yeah, right. And so that bracket, and then the other bracket, which I think is my top bracket, I actually picked Oklahoma State because they had Cade Cunningham, who was supposed to be the best player in the country, right? Top pick. Mm-hmm. Usually with NCAA, you go with how many NBA players the team has. That's what I go with when it comes to trying to win the championship.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And right now, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Gonzaga, Michigan, they probably are the teams that have the most NBA prospects out there for the next year or two.
I looked at NBA draft, like a mock, like NBA draft net or whatever yesterday.
Yeah.
Gonzaga had 4 guys in the top 30.
Yeah. And another
And
thing I
it
look
shows.
at too is guard play, right?
Yeah.
And Baylor's top 2 guards are in the top 30 first round picks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So and I was like, man, guard play at the NCAA, man, is something that if you got that guard play and the guards playing good, you got a chance to win.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, well, let me get into. I think I had some questions. All right. So we were wanting to get into what I was asking. Let me see.
I got it right here in front of me. You want me to share?
Yeah. Well, now we already got a first round, a number 1 seed out.
Yep.
So now the way it is. So I guess we can get into I had it as which team ranked top 4 or worse, meaning like 5, 6, 7. Do you feel can make that Final Four run? Kind of what I was getting into earlier. One team generally gets into that.
Mm-hmm.
Which of those teams do you think has that type of ability to make that run? Now it's looking like man,
you might get one of them lower seed teams in there, right?
You definitely could.
I gotta look at my brackets.
Yeah,
Loyola may
Let me
make
look at
another Final Four run.
Loyola, Chicago.
Well, so who would they have to go? Who would they have to go through?
Loyola Chicago is going to have to go through Oklahoma State. That's why I was like, oh no, Cade Cunningham may show out.
Absolutely.
Right? That's going if Oklahoma State wins tonight, that's going to be the next round. Oklahoma State versus North Chicago.
Oh, right. So
because Houston and Syracuse already advanced, and Chicago, Loyola Chicago advanced, and now Oklahoma State is playing Oregon State tonight.
Well, they just started.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. You got of the teams that we know are already through. So of the above, so Oral Roberts, I can't see them going. They'll play Arkansas next.
Yeah, Arkansas. Yeah, tough. They're a tough team.
How about your boys, Syracuse?
You know what? It's one thing about Syracuse. Like I told Joey, when they're ranked high, they're not dangerous. But when they rank low, they're real dangerous because you don't expect stuff from them. Like every year, Charles Barkley hates them because they play zone. But when you play that Syracuse zone, it's not like playing a regular zone.
It's a different zone. It completely is.
Well, and the thing is they're so long. Like they showed a shot today of when West Virginia, like where it was the screen was turned, and the dude they had nowhere to go at all. He ended up just taking a deep three. He made it, but it's like it's crazy to think like if you look out there, and they kept trying to slip passes through. And I don't think I think that lacks with Syracuse this year is they just don't. I don't know if they have a guy who can just take over when they need to. There's years where they've had those guys. I don't know if they have necessarily real NBA guys on their roster. Sometimes, a lot of times they do, but they're still long. Yeah,
I think their best prospect right now for the NBA is probably that freshman guard, Richard. He's probably their best prospect. But you know how Jim Boeheim is. When you're a freshman, you got to be Carmelo or you don't play.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
still long though.
Yeah. He
loves that.
I know, right?
But you have to, and that's the thing is a team like San Diego or West Virginia. You can tell West Virginia, it took them almost the whole first half to get used to it. I think West Virginia outplayed them the rest of the game, but they get such a big deficit by the time you get used to how to play that zone.
Yeah.
So they're going to run into because who will they play? They'll play Houston next?
They got Houston next.
And believe it or not, Syracuse led the ACC in steals, and they had like 3 of their players were in the top like 5 or 10.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's
I'm not surprised though, just because their arms.
They get, and then I think even Joe Girard is like Joe Girard, which is probably the shortest guy they got. He I think he averaged like 2.5 or 2 steals a game, something like that.
Right.
So,
right.
So
look, Jim,
they can make a run, but I don't think
a Boeheim team is just like the NFL playoffs. Everything is wide open during the NFL regular season, but once the playoffs come, everything is really, really tight. That's the Jim Boeheim postseason team every year. Even the years that they're out,
Yeah, they got it's a tight game. I remember that one year when he had They had CJ Fair and they had the point guard. They were like number one in the nation for a while, and they ended up getting a 4th seed and lost to Dayton.
Was that Johnny Flynn?
No. They had Jeremy Grant. They had CJ Fair.
Okay.
They had Tyler Lydon. They had a couple NBA guys, right?
Yes, they did have a couple.
They had that point guard from Canada. I forgot his name. He was a freshman that year, balling. But they lost to Dayton in the 2nd round because they couldn't make threes. They missed all their threes that game. Right? You know the score is tight. Like you said, it's gonna be a tight game.
It's gonna be tight.
You don't see Syracuse getting blown out unless it's like the championship or even the championship, right? They lost to Indiana on Keith Smart's jump shot. Right? I never forget that. My dad wanted me to base my game off Keith Smart growing up. Like, get in the lane, use your jumping ability, and shoot over people. I was like, oh, whatever. I hate Keith. Beat my team in the championship, right? I hate Keith Smart, right? But looking at the other brackets, other side, man, I mean.
Well, I mean, like you see UCLA, Abilene, like those are teams I don't even know if I could.
Yeah.
I mean, they could surprise you, but it's hard to pick those teams.
Yeah. UCLA, who they got to see where they at? They over here. And
they're in the Michigan bracket.
Yeah. So did Bama win today?
So they play tomorrow. That's all. That side's all tomorrow.
Bama versus Maryland.
Like Gonzaga, Oklahoma, I can't see them. I think Gonzaga smokes them.
Yeah, I think they're gonna smoke them. I think they're gonna smoke them too.
Gonzaga's biggest problem, they're not gonna see until the Elite Eight, because I'm telling you, their efficiency on offense and their guard play. Watch out for those Hawkeyes.
You know, Gonzaga already smoked them this year, right?
That was earlier.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because that was a big matchup at the beginning of the year.
Yes, it was.
I didn't watch the game, but I said, wow, Gonzaga smoked them boys, right?
Everybody.
Yeah.
They've been smoking.
Yeah, but Iowa was playing better. No, I picked Iowa to win it all in the one I was talking about, or I was going to and didn't click it, but that was because I think you can get some leverage on picking a different team because everybody's picking. Because this year, I had read actually, they said usually the teams that are that heavily favored over the past 10 years, those teams don't win. Yeah. Remember Duke a couple years ago was that with the Zion year?
Yeah.
Remember Wichita State?
Wichita
State was undefeated that year.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
They lost to Kansas.
Yep.
Remember
all those guys?
The Kentucky year. Remember were they undefeated?
Yes, and they lost. They almost lost Notre Dame, but then Wisconsin beat them. Yes, they were.
Was that in the Elite Eight?
No, they lost to Wisconsin in the Final Four.
In the Final Four?
But they barely got past Notre Dame. They had those guards.
Towns. That's Anthony Towns' year.
Yep, they had those guards. They had the Jermaine Grant, one of the Grant kids was a point guard.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Well, yeah, so I'm saying those you look at those teams and they're super heavily favored, and they just don't. Now, I mean, it's hard to pick against them. Watching Gonzaga and you watch everyone else, the way they move the ball, they're athletes. It's not these old Gonzaga teams where you're looking at and they're just
they had that
big white guys
like 300 pounds.
Yeah,
Adam Morrison. Adam Morrison.
Oh yeah, with the old mustache, and remember when he was on the Lakers? He had the he had the stash. He had the. I mean, this team is athletic. They move the ball well. I mean, there's NBA guys on their team.
NBA
all over.
Yeah.
I mean, they just move. They're unselfish, which is rare. They don't. It's like pick your poison with that team.
Completely.
So but all of those teams were that hyped up for a reason. You know what I mean? The Duke team, the Kentucky team. Now the Wichita State team, maybe not, just because
they were hyped up though. They were undefeated.
They were though.
They were hyped
Any
up.
team that's that hyped, that's undefeated, is going to. It's just going to be hard to pick against Gonzaga. I can't see them. Looking at them, they just seem head and shoulders above everybody else.
I really wish that they had a chance to play Baylor at the beginning of the year before Baylor had that hiatus.
Yeah.
Right? Because
that was when Baylor was on fire.
Yeah, Baylor and them were like on a collision course. And then they had the COVID thing, and that kind of set Baylor back. But if you watch, and I haven't watched Baylor play except for the last 2 games.
Yeah.
That defense is nasty.
They're definitely, they've got athletes on that team also.
Yeah, and their defense, those guards, man, them guards will lock you down, man. They put pressure on you. And I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to seeing them, what they're going to do next. You know, they got, you know, they play, who they play next? They get to play Villanova next, probably. It'll be a good matchup. Because Villanova is giving it to North Texas right now.
So you better have great guard play.
Yes.
You better play some wonderful defense.
Yeah.
You better be able to defend against COVID. If you can mark all of those, you have a
like
chance.
Your team, VCU.
You got a chance.
You didn't get to play.
Thanks a lot, COVID.
Yeah, VCU, you didn't get to play, man. That's really bad, right? Oregon advanced and then you had to step on the court.
Oh,
that's Chris again.
Again.
All right. So got my sheet here. You know, from
that sheet going, JP.
So I guess we answered the question about which top seed gonna get bounced first. Illinois answered the question before we got a chance to even discuss it, right?
Can we just go and just mention how possibly the Big Ten, which has been called the best conference in college basketball in the entire year, is slightly overrated.
Or maybe did they beat up on each other? And you know that old saying they kind of like the old NFL, like the AFC North. Right? They pound each other so bad during the year that they just like they don't have nothing left to play anybody else.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
And forget there's some other fights coming up.
Yeah. All right, let's we got Chris back again. Okay. Let's when Chris comes back, we're gonna jump into this NFL free agency talk, right? You know, we're gonna come back next week and talk about our picks. We're gonna talk about how bad Joey's picks were in the pool, and we're gonna see if Joey can rise up from the 37th place, because that's sad, Joey. If I had some sound effects, you would get the gong right now if I had it.
COVID is killing me.
COVID, blame it on COVID.
There it is.
Did you get your 2 vaccines already?
That's where I want to go.
You already got your 2 vaccines, man. What are you talking about?
I might need a dang booster.
Oh, okay.
Get him the booster.
Where we had a Chris.
So we'll get into so NFL free agency just ended.
Yes.
First, let's say, because JB's the Dallas fan here. We'll ask him first what he thought of
Cowboys.
what you thought of the Dak deal from a Dak perspective and also a Dallas perspective.
From a Dak perspective, I think it was good to lock him up, right? I mean, based on how he was playing this past year, man, I think the deal they got is really a discount. That's what I feel, because the way they're going to pay Allen and Lamar and these other guys, it's going to be so much more money than they're paying Dak. And they're going to see it as a bargain. 4 years for that deal. I mean, if they get some pieces around him on the defense, because offense is set, offense is loaded, right? You get those 2 tackles back, and you got Zeke, you got Gallup, you got Cooper, and you got CD Lamb. I mean, the offense gonna give you a chance every week, and Dak is one of the best leaders in the NFL. You know, so they give him a chance to win every week. So that deal is good. Now, for the Cowboys, I've been watching what the Cowboys been doing. They signed Keanu Neal, which I think was a very good signing. Signed him on a 1-year prove-it deal. I think Keanu Neal, who was a monster for the Falcons, right? Yeah. He can play safety or hybrid linebacker, right? And I think it'll work out good for Dallas. Now, here's the thing: will they draft a cornerback at 10, or will they go nuts and take Kyle Pitts, who is a generational player? Can you think about it? Draft a cornerback who may be a star, or draft Kyle Pitts, who will be one of the top tight ends in the league next year if we drafted him.
Gary Jones watching Kyle Pitts.
Can you imagine that?
No,
can you imagine that? Can you?
Yeah, I mean, but then I think they've got to go. I mean, first, let's say with the Dak deal, I think right now you're paying him as what he's probably a notch under maybe the Mahomes, right? He's probably a notch below those guys. And I think the deal is probably for him, he's basically saying, I want to get 2 deals out, right? Because Mahomes is going to get this massive, he gets the massive deal for 10 years out.
Yeah.
Dak is saying, I want to get 2 deals in that. So at his, what is he, 27, maybe 26? How old is he? Right there, right in that age, right?
Yeah, I look
He's
it up.
probably saying, I want to get 2 massive deals out of this. And then that way he set himself up perfectly where they're going to have to pay, but he's deserving because, I mean, you look at him, his quarterback rating over the last couple of years, he's always in the top 5. You know, he's going to, I mean, I think he was on pace this year to break records from.
He was going to.
Yeah. So, I mean, unfortunately the incident, but I think for them, for Dak, it's an amazing deal. Dallas, they need him to probably be, I don't even think you need him to carry you as far as a Mahomes guy. I think you need him to be kind of in that top 7 or 8 range.
Yeah.
And just do what he does and just keep them in games.
And get some stops from D every once in a while.
Yeah, I think that.
And that's why they're going to draft. They got to draft corner, JB. That's why they have to draft.
They're going to draft Surtain or
they have to.
Surtain is from Alabama or they're going to draft the kid from Gia Tech.
Absolutely. Because if you notice.
It's tough, though, because they have missed on some first-round corners.
Right.
You go back to the guy from LSU who's supposed to be really good. I forgot his name.
Claiborne, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be a monster, right? And
he's still in the league.
And I you know what? They should, whatever defense they want to play with Dan Quinn, they should draft the best cornerback that fits what Dan Quinn wants to play. Because Dan Quinn's guys, they played like Seattle back in the day when they were good. They played a lot of like mixed man and zone. They really didn't go straight up man. Sherman was good, but he wasn't always matched up man to man. Right?
Yeah.
And I think they may bring in Richard Sherman. I mean, that'll be a good fit too. They bring in Richard Sherman. But
well, they better bring in someone with swagger because the NFC East, there are some people that they've upgraded at wideout, JB.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that was on my list of things to talk about.
It.
So I got 2 names. I got 2 teams that seem to have upgraded. One team in the NFC East ain't do nothing. So I see that the Giants signed Kenny Golladay.
Let's go.
Right? You got Golladay, you got Saquon, now you got Slayton, and you got the guy in the slot. What's his name?
Shepard. Yeah. So they've got weapons now.
But here's the problem, though. You got Daniel Jones, so I don't know how it's gonna work out, right? Because Golladay had Matthew Stafford, and that's a different quarterback. Daniel Jones, does he take as many chances as Stafford to make Golladay the player he was in Detroit? I don't know. That may change because you do have a conservative play caller in Jason Garrett.
It's time for the young puppy to grow up.
Okay.
It's time for, you remember the Rick James song "Bustin' Out"? This is going to be Daniel Jones's theme song. Okay. It is definitely wide open.
You know what? It's crazy. I drafted him as my first quarterback this year in fantasy.
I remember that.
He didn't play one game for me. And I drafted him.
Oh man.
He didn't play one game. I didn't play him once. I dropped him after week 1.
Well, you lose Barkley. You're not he needs that. He needs that. Yeah. He needs that guy to make defenses honest.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. I think he's not a Mahomes or any of those guys that can just go out and gunsling. He's not really that kind of guy. So I think you have to have, they're going to be all on if Barkley is healthy, right? Absolutely. If he can become what they need to be. Galladay's your over-the-top guy. Slayton's your middle, and then you got a Shepard who kills in the slot.
Yeah.
There's games where he just
got to stay healthy, though, right? Shepard don't stay healthy.
Shepard is another guy.
That's the name.
Look at Galladay. So that's a whole team of injury guys.
Completely.
I think the NFC East is going to have some improvements because, Washington they signed Fitzmagic, but they also signed Curtis Samuel from the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
So the Redskins are trying to upgrade, and they got
the best defense in the NFC East.
Say what, Joey?
That might be the best defense. They're probably on paper the best defense in the NFC East.
I mean, okay, so I think on paper, yes, but realistically, I don't know. I mean, they got all those first-round draft picks on that defensive line. I think next year is that year they better come through because they can't keep those guys. That's like the 49ers can't keep all those guys. You can't keep all those first-round draft picks. They got to get paid.
That is true.
Right, and of course, Chase Young right now he on a discount because he on that rookie contract.
Yes, he is.
Right, because after that contract expires, he gonna be get top billing, right, getting paid, and then they gotta do it. They gotta do it quick, man. I don't know.
Did you like any other squads? I saw Patriots just went on a spinning spree.
They went on a
spinning spree.
They went on a typical Bill Belichick type spree.
Well, he went and got Smith and Henry to get that 2 tight end.
Yep.
That's what he does. They signed Cam back, which JB, you know about some Cam.
Cam sandwich. Cam. I traded Diggs for a Cam sandwich.
You definitely know about Cam. So, he has to – he has to be – he doesn't have to be MVP. He's not going to be that guy anymore, but he has to be a guy who can stay healthy. And the problem with him is he's just never been a super accurate guy. And if you don't run him enough, he doesn't become – that takes away a lot. And early on in the season, he looked like he was going to be that old Cam. And
exactly. That's why I traded for him, Chris.
He looked like he was going to be that guy, and then he just kind of, but so did all the Patriots just fell off.
Okay, he had no weapons, none.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
His best receiver was a free agent, Jacoby Myers from NC State, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He may not have been. I gotta look it up. He may not have been a free agent, right? I know I gotta work on accurate information on here, but. I know that he wasn't a number 1 receiver, and he had no tight ends.
No,
right? And the key, the real thing you got to think about though, the Patriots were missing a lot of defensive players who opted out.
They did opt out. That was absolutely correct.
A lot of their defense opted out. So Bill Belichick he's priming himself to make a run next year to show everybody don't slip on me. Because I'm still the same coach and I still got the same skills. So I don't know. If they draft, they drafted N'Keal Harry in the first round, bust. All right.
Yeah.
Unless
he hasn't done anything.
Because at the beginning of the year, they talked about how N'Keal Harry would be the perfect fit for Cam, just like Kevin Benjamin was, right? But nothing.
Bum.
So you're right, bum. So,
how about any teams that you were because I wrote down what I wrote is Lions didn't seem to do anything.
Why the Lions gonna bring in Jamal Williams when they got DeAndre Swift? I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That makes no sense. Like you're gonna just muddle up the backfield again, right?
Yeah. Why even?
Yeah. Why even bring him in? Right? The Lions, they got Jared Goff at quarterback now, and they need all new receivers now because Galladay left, Marvin Jones left. They do got a good tight end and T.J. Hockenson.
Yes, they do.
Who's going to be their receivers? Maybe they're going to draft one or something. I don't know. Because there are plenty to draft, right? Receiver seems to be the position now. Folks keep hitting on every year almost. Right, with these guys.
But why let Galladay go then?
I guess they didn't want to pay him, and they wanted Giants to deal with the injuries.
Yeah,
dude, stay hurt. He out there making them catches, diving, falling backwards, and giving his body up. He a great player, but there is, you gotta stay healthy. He doesn't stay healthy. So
I also wrote.
They've been asking. Go on, Chris.
I wrote Tampa Bay didn't basically just got the same. They just signed all their dudes.
Yeah, they re-signed Shaq Barrett. They locked up Chris Godwin, right?
Levante David, Gronk.
Yeah.
Stuck up. They basically are just now. It's really, I think Leonard Fournette's kind of the one guy they've got to. Is he a free agent? I think he was.
Yeah, he's a free agent. No, he hasn't been signed. I don't think he's been signed.
Yeah, so he was an important role at the end of the year for them.
He heated up, man. At the end, he heated up real good.
You got to.
So they need to get him, but I also wrote. Let me see, the Bills. I wrote the Bills. They don't do anything splashy, but they're getting better every year.
Yeah,
with just kind of just plodding along. They got Trubisky, which as a backup, I don't think he's a bad.
No, he's not.
If Allen gets hurt, he'll fit right in. I think he'll fit right in. Right. The Bills, I mean, they switched their whole style this year, right? The first 2 years, Jared Allen run heavy. This year, super pass heavy. So they're a pass heavy team now. I did write down how the Steelers got Juju at a discount, which is good for the Steelers. You know,
they're loaded on as a wideout. So I guess
they got Claypool.
They just don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, well, they got Ben. I mean, Ben got to stay healthy.
Bum. They don't have a quarterback.
Ben's a Hall of Famer. I can't hate on Ben.
Completely. He absolutely is, but he can't.
He washed up now?
He's Drew Brees. He can't push the ball down the field anymore. Every time the ball goes more than 15 yards, you're wondering, is that an interception?
I got a real questionable signing. Why the heck did the Raiders sign Kenyon Drake?
Oh, I wrote that one down.
What? Why?
Yeah.
You don't need Kenyon Drake. You already got Josh Jacobs, who's the workhorse, and you got a good backup in the guy Washington. You got some scat backs or whatever. Why waste that money?
Yeah, I wrote that one down also. Like, and the Raiders got rid of 3 offensive linemen. I don't know what they're doing out there.
The Chiefs got rid of their linemen too. The Chiefs got rid of their tackles. Right?
Yeah.
The ones who didn't play. Is that right? They got
rid of
Eric Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Fisher and other guy they got rid of.
They signing Chris Long off the street.
Yeah.
Howie Long's son, who ain't played in a while. I believe they signing him.
Yeah, but at least the Chiefs have a track record over like a decent amount of last couple years of getting to that level of, you know what I mean? So you trust that. What has John Gruden done in the last, since he's been in, he just keeps making questionable moves. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sorry,
Cleo Mack trade. I mean, I feel like every half of his moves are just, now I don't know how much control he has because Mayock's there, right? I don't know.
That's your boy, Chris. That is my boy.
But I liked him I loved him on the NFL Network.
NFL Network, yeah.
I don't know if I like him on as a GM. Apparently not, because I'm bashing him all the time. But I mean, to me, first off, that kills me in fantasy. So that's one reason I'm bitter, because I have both of those dudes. I don't need either of them now.
Yeah, I know, right? You have Drake and Jacob.
Yeah, I'm running a 2-headed monster with my team.
Yeah, it's like drop those guys, let them get drafted, and somebody gonna take them in the second round or third round. Not me.
So I'm done with that. Now, did you hear the Seahawks? They were, I guess, the Bears offered 3 first rounders for Russell Wilson. And they turned it down. Now, in this league, I don't know if you can win without an elite quarterback, but I don't know if Seahawks are really going anywhere anyway.
For some reason, Andy Dalton was out there telling everybody that the Bears promised him the starting position. I was what?
Yes, he did say that.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, he did say that.
All right. I guess what's it called? What they call the red what? Red
Rocket, yeah.
Red Rocket, next year for the Bears. The Bears, I don't know, man. The Bears disappoint every year, man. You think they got all this talent and it just, fall short. And
it always comes back to quarterback play. I mean, you generally can trace it back to your elite teams are gonna have good quarterback play. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't know. I'm not a Russell Wilson guy, but at the same time, I don't know if you move him there for 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you move him because you're basically then hoping you hit on Russell Wilson again, right?
Yeah.
So then, but you're hoping with one of those picks to get an MVP level, and you already have one, unless he's so malcontent that he just is like, I want out and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how bad he wants to get out of there.
Yeah.
Why can't
we're gonna table any Deshaun Watson talk right now? Because
yeah.
He got some stuff.
That's
some stuff going on. I don't know what's going on with him.
He does.
I don't know. He just every week somebody else is saying me.
Me too. Hashtag me too.
Yeah, they coming for that guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other segment right there. But I don't know. I mean,
segment.
I think
what do y'all think is the best? What out of all the free agent signings? What do you think is the best one? Right? What you think? Who got the best deal or like the best?
If you're counting the, let me see. I would say
the best deal for the player along.
Just the best. Team. I guess. I mean, going by ESPN rankings, Dak was number one free agent.
Right.
Yeah, and I would say for Dak obviously, me and Joey argue because Joey loves the player side, and I'm always dogging the player side. And Joey's like, get your money while you can.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the opposite. Maybe because I own my own business. And I'm like, no, that's a bad deal. But I think that for Dak, I can't blame the dude for, especially after what happened last year. I mean, at least the Cowboys showed him, he's our guy, and we're not, because they could have just been like, all right, whatever, we're done. And, we're not, I mean, but the Cowboys, that's one thing with Jerry Jones is look at him with Jalen Smith, now with Dak.
Oh, God, Jalen Smith, oh, my God.
Yeah, but he's loyal to his dudes, probably to a fault. He was loyal to Garrett to a fault.
Yeah.
And he's loyal. I mean, hopefully.
That's his problem.
I think he's probably loyal to a fault, probably. I think Jalen Smith hasn't really turned the corner like you hoped he would.
I think
early in Jalen Smith, he looked like he was going to be elite after that first year.
Yeah,
that
now
jump he took. He's almost regressed a little bit, I think.
Almost.
Jerry's got 9 guys. It's his problem is the guys, and it's great that he's loyal to them. But his top, I was looking it up, his top 9 guys who make up more than 50% of the entire cap for the upcoming year. Either they're really bad, there is one person that's really on. I mean, the list, you got Lawrence who's making 25, he's 25 million cap. That's a hit for this year. He's playing.
Oh my God. DeMarcus Lawrence,
he's
not a big sack guy, but if you look at PFF, Pro Football Focus, he's always up there in the top 10 in terms of like defensive, wherever the points they give you.
Right.
He's always in that top 4 defensive end.
Yeah, but I think what you're saying, who else is on that list, Joey?
Yeah.
Lawrence 25. This is for this coming up season. Right. Lawrence is going to be making the most money, 25 million cap.
Okay.
Dak, 22 million cap, which is as JB said earlier, discount because if they had franchised him, he would have been making 38 million for this season.
Yeah.
You can't ever franchise that dude again, I don't think.
Yeah, right. And the crazy thing is if he had gotten it for the following year, he would have been making $58 million for one season. So Dak actually, that's why I think that's a great signing because it's a $16 million discount.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper, $22 million hit. Zeke,
baller,
$14 million hit.
Baller.
Zach Martin, who you can argue when he is healthy, is
best guard in the league.
Offensive lineman in the NFL.
At least the best guard.
Yes, definitely.
Top 3.
$10 million hit. Jalen, the linebacker, $10 million hit. Tyron Smith, $7.3 million hit.
That's a discount. When Tyron Smith is healthy, that's a discount.
$7 million hit. So everybody, their top 9, they make up more than half. Their guys are either hurt or they're not playing up to par. So Jerry's just having some bad luck. Guys that are not playing.
But the only really questionable deal is probably the Jalen Smith one, because Zeke at 2 years ago was a top 2 guy. Him and
absolutely.
Just I think the problem with what they're in this league is people are regretting signing running backs to long big deals.
Yeah.
Because you look at Gurley, as soon as he signed it, he's not the same. And look at who's at Pollard when he fills in for him, he was killing it. So unfortunately, that might be, if they're going to go to this kind of Dak is our guy type of thing, and this is how we're going to run it, Zeke almost becomes expendable with that kind of money. You know what I mean?
But that's Jerry Jones will keep saying that he believes Zeke is his best player on the team.
And he probably is,
Zeke
but
is
I
his
think
best football player. Jerry Jones really believes that.
But I think that if you look at it, say they go with the say they're modeling themselves after after Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah.
And you take, they've got the 3 wideouts there, a decent tight end, pretty good running backs. You don't need to be elite at the running back position because Tampa Bay was good. They don't need to be elite. They've got to make decisions somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I think the one that points to me, I think Amari Cooper, if he doesn't show out this year, I think he will be cut.
Okay. First of all, stop. You did check Cooper's stats, and Cooper, believe it or not, he's still very young, Joey. You may not know that.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
He's not. He's been in the league for a while, but he's still like a youngster. They're not going to move Cooper. Look at his stats, Joey. You got to look at the man's stats.
I don't think you move Cooper because even you look at the last two, look at a team like Tampa Bay or Kansas City, those teams just say, we're going to throw out more weapons than everybody.
Yeah.
Right? They just have to, but neither of them, that's where I think that they have to decide what they're going to end up being because neither of those necessarily have backs that are need to feed type of backs that need the ball. Zeke needs the ball a lot to get going in the game.
He does.
And that's where they have to decide, are they gonna, if they dump all that money in, he's the guy you build your offense around, and it looks like they're building it around the wideouts and Dak. And so I think that's where you might make, even though I think Zeke has years left to be dominant, it's just there, how, is he gonna go into that and just kind of, I think if they get up and then you give the ball to Zeke and he's invested in the game, they can dominate.
Yeah, but that's the key, right? That's the key. Zeke is going to be better if their defense is better.
Right, exactly.
Right? If their defense is not stopping people, then they're going to have to rely heavily on Dak and the receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you watch Tampa Bay, when they were beating people, they ran the ball.
Yeah. I think
they fed Fournette and they fed Jones. They beat.
Yeah, they're not as wide open as Kansas City.
Yeah, like Kansas City, but that's one of Kansas City. But there's games when Kansas City, when like they played, example, they played Buffalo out there in the rain. They ran the ball down their throats.
Yeah.
Right, because Buffalo came out trying to play against their pass, and I mean. That's the one game that CEH went crazy.
Yeah.
He had like 130 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, in the NFL, I guess the best thing you can do is be versatile.
Right. Yeah, and that's, I think in Dallas is, because I think Pollard. Now I don't know. Can you see him enough? Does he catch the ball well enough out of the back?
Yeah, he played wide receiver. He played wide receiver in college.
Right? So he
was
definitely
a wide receiver.
So he's definitely good enough at that.
Can you imagine how good? Where are these players from Memphis, man? What happens? Why are they going to Memphis and not big time colleges? Right? You got him. You got Darrell Henderson.
Yeah.
So then James Robinson went somewhere else. There's some other guy that's a good running back in the league.
D'Angelo Williams went there.
D'Angelo Williams went there.
Yeah, there's somebody else that's in the league right now besides those 2 guys. That's really good. That's from Memphis.
Really?
Oh, Gibson. The Redskins running back. He played wide receiver at Memphis and running back. And he's a really good back.
Yes, he is.
What's going on in Memphis, man? Like, where did they get these guys from?
He had a really good year.
I mean, it's probably just overlooked because none of those guys are elite as far as combine elite. You know what I mean? They're not going to blow you away.
Yeah.
They're combine numbers. So I think that those guys are.
Yeah, everybody can't be Saquon Barkley, right? Everybody can't go to the combine and just be in the 96th percentile for every category.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I think, I mean, we'll obviously get into more discussion about it. I think Dallas is going in the right direction. Somebody like Philly's the opposite. You got teams, you know, that I don't even know what they did. I didn't even check theirs. Like,
they got rid of their number one quarterback. I heard when I was watching last week, I was watching NFL Live. They were talking about who should they draft with their first round pick. Should they draft one of these wide receivers like the guy from Alabama or the kid from LSU who is a monster who didn't play this year, or should they draft a quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I believe when they have the 6th or 7th pick, what pick do they have this year?
I believe it is a top 10 pick. So they're going to do to their quarterback this year what they did to their quarterback last year.
Yeah, basically
draft with the high pick, another quarterback who has upside.
They want competition every year.
I love it. Keep doing what you're doing, Philly.
Yeah,
ruining things. For your franchise.
Yeah.
I would also, another team I wonder about is the Colts, because I think the Colts had the most amount of money.
Yeah.
To spend, and they didn't do anything. And they're on the verge, I would say, of, I mean, obviously with wins, we'll see, but I think they're right there because I think Tennessee gets a little worse probably, and then you're not worried about Jacksonville. I mean, I think
you're not worried about Houston because they in disarray.
Yeah, so they're probably already walking into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts, that style of play they got. I mean, they're going to unleash Jonathan Taylor next year.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they're going to unleash him, and they just they got a good receiver in Pittman. That guy's a good receiver. He has some, and they got ODU guy. They still got the ODU guy.
Yes, they do. Frank Reich is the coach that no one's talking about really.
Yeah,
but he's making his way to be that next great coach.
Yeah. It did. I mean, gonna be some trades coming up. The draft is, when is the draft? I'm trying to look. Oh, April 29th. So we're still about a month away. So it's probably gonna be some kind of big trade or big signing before the end. But
let me change my cut Amari Cooper tuned. Let me change it to the restructure your contract.
Yeah, I was doing that. I mean, the one guy that we have a problem with holding.
Oh no, Chris.
This dude runs his own business. You sure? You need to get a better connection.
Chris is way out in Caroline County.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to sit by his router and plug it in to the Ethernet, to the, what I'm saying, the network, instead of doing Wi-Fi. Right.
You gotta let him know that, JB.
Yeah. He won't be
technology guy.
He won't keep getting kicked out. But they're probably gonna, I think in the end, the biggest person they may trade him before the deadline. They may trade Gallup. They may trade Michael Gallup, right? They may.
My God, he has upside.
Upside. I mean, if you get Dak out there, you got 3 guys.
Absolutely.
Going to get 1,000 yards receiving.
Yes, you do. You definitely do.
Because then, I mean, I don't know. If Dak is playing, your defense got to be really good, because you got to be able to stop the run with 7 or 6.
Absolutely.
Because if you bring somebody up and you got Cooper, Gallup, and CD, and if you tight ends ain't slouch either. No, had a good year, and the first guy got hurt game 1, Blake Jarwin. And imagine you bring in Kyle Pitts. Oh my goodness!
If y'all can stay healthy, on paper, there's no one beating the Cowboys in the NFC East. If y'all can stay healthy.
Tell you what, man, these guys.
Big if.
Man, Oklahoma State let me down right now, man.
I'm the alarm. I think. Obviously, I'm not even in the boonies. I'm right off of 95.
Wait, do you have a what's your provider?
Comcast.
Okay. Do you have a router?
No.
How do you get your internet?
Yeah. I have a router. Yeah.
Okay.
So
a little trick you can use, if you get one of those network wires, plug it into your router and plug it into your computer, you won't get kicked out because it's not Wi-Fi then. It's straight LAN. It's straight fiber optic, so it's not Wi-Fi. Because it's probably the Wi-Fi that's kicking you out.
Yeah, because it's showing up as fine. Like right now, it's all and it just bounces me out. Well, you're saying what? Let me write that down.
So you get one if you sit near or get one of those long network cords.
Yeah.
Right. You plug it into your router and then plug it into your computer. Then you won't get the
all right.
Out. The connection should just be solid.
Yeah, because it'll probably every time we even do it with my family, it bounces me out. Yeah. So it'll probably happen a couple more times. I mean, it's showing all right, but
all right. So
now we'll get into let's get into I guess I'm the alarm basically.
Yeah.
So let's get into
10 minutes, man. It's like 10:46 right now. It's what it is.
Oh yeah, that was way over.
This first show is like going crazy. Are we on should the Wizards move Bill? No. Wizards should not move Bill. No. At all.
I mean, I know that they're saying that they're not taking any calls. They're saying they're not taking any calls, period, on Beal. But to me, if somebody offers the farm for him, a team like who could come out and say who's a player away right now?
Philly.
Yeah,
I got Philly written down.
Yeah, so Philly, a team like Philly comes in and offers whatever they could.
5 first-round picks because they ain't got nobody else. They have nothing else to offer. They're not giving up Ben Simmons.
No, so so if they offer their next 3 first rounders.
Yeah, no, it ain't worth it. No.
You Philly, still say no?
You know what? I got Philly down as because one of your questions was what team is one player away? I have Philly down as if they can get a 3-and-D player. Like I saw the Warriors shopping Kelly Oubre.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If Philly can get Kelly Oubre and he can start hitting threes, that makes them a little bit more nastier in the East. Right? Because nobody in the East is stopping Joel Embiid.
True.
I don't care. When he's playing, he's right now he's playing at MVP level. True. You got Ben Simmons, the walking triple-double. He can't shoot. But he can't shoot. No, he cannot shoot. But the dude, this guy has elite level defense.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're taking, obviously he can't shoot, so that kills him in real basketball. Obviously, I love on him in fantasy. Yeah. But if you can build, he doesn't have to. They just have to have a guy. They've got like Danny Green because they're talking about moving him. To me, that's stupid because that's what they need. They need more of those type of guys like you're talking about, the 3-and-D type of guys. Yeah, because
you got Ben Simmons. Look, because when Embiid's on the bench, you post up Ben Simmons.
Right.
You can run and then Ben Simmons can get to the rim when he wants to.
Well,
and then you got shooters spread the floor because you got to spread the floor. And imagine 3-and-D guys. You got Seth Curry. You got Danny Green. Get one more guy that can play defense, shoot the 3, whether it be a 4 or a 3. And you got Embiid. I don't know. I mean, everybody got the Nets coming out the East right now because of Durant, Harden.
It ain't even close, baby.
I'm telling you, man, Philly is going. Philly got Doc Rivers. First of all, he's a good coach.
Yes, he is.
And you got some guys on the bench who can play a little defense and shoot. They got shooters. They got Cork Mars off the bench. He can shoot, right? And they got Thibault, who's a really good defensive player. If he just knock some threes down, then he's not a liability on the floor. I mean, they just one more player away. I'm telling you, Philly is one more player away. I can't think of nobody else as one player away. Everybody else already got a bunch of players.
Well, Philly's one player is playing in Brooklyn right now because they should have made the deal for James Harden a long time ago and got rid of Ben Simmons. Sorry, but that's what should have happened.
That's what should have happened. But Houston didn't want to. I heard that Houston wasn't going to trade to the 76ers because their old GM is a GM.
Right.
Like Daryl Morey, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So they're like, nah, you ain't. No, we ain't trading with you. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I'm okay. But I'm saying that the trade deadline, if Philly could get one decent player, that's a guy who can play defense. Because you're gonna need defense. When you're playing against the Nets, you're gonna need defense. You're not gonna stop them, but you need people to get stops and slow them down.
Completely.
For a whole game, you're not gonna stop those guys, but you gotta be able to stay in front of them in the right moments, right?
Absolutely.
And you know that's what gonna be key is.
What about Boston?
Man, Boston. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they need because their style of play. I mean, first of all, you got Jason Tatum that thinks he's Kobe right now.
Yeah.
You know, and they're inconsistent. I mean, today Jaylen Brown hit 10 threes against me in fantasy. And I'm thinking to myself, what? 10 threes in one game? And next game he'll hit 0 threes. Right? I had a bet one weekend where I needed Kimba to make. I had a parlay with Kimba making 3 threes and Jaylen Brown making 3 threes and Tatum making 3 threes. Kimba went 1 for 11 from 3-point range, right? In clutch moments. I'm like, okay, what? So, I mean,
they might be stuck right now.
Yeah, I mean, because think about them. Where's the inconsistency? They'll play really good against somebody that's halfway that's good, and they'll lose to the Kings.
Well, you think about 3 years ago, everyone was saying, "Oh, the Celtics in 3 years are gonna," because they had so much stock in. They had all these picks, and you know, like, oh, they could trade 2 picks away and go get someone. They never got. Well, obviously Irving, and that didn't work out. But
no, it didn't.
But you get Kimba, which is, if Kimba healthy, that's not an. Obviously right now this year he's not healthy yet, but I don't think that. I think they've been holding on to those as like gold, and in the NBA, it's all free agency and superstars. It's not you don't win through the draft. It's not the NFL. So I think that they're almost valuing the draft picks more than they probably should, and now they're just stuck with. They're not hitting on these guys. They're not superstars. They're getting Romeo Langford and those kind of guys. You know, like Carson Edwards. They're just getting role guys that aren't. There's not anyone that's a franchise guy that just turns it around. So then they're just. Now you're hoping. Well, I don't really. They're just stuck. I think they
are stuck.
Yeah, I mean they got good play. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are like the prototypical NBA players right now.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Those two guys. Tatum, even though sometimes I think he does too much trying to be like other people, just play his own game. Mm-hmm. And Jaylen Brown is just he's a baller, right? He can play. But you watch him play, you don't know what they're doing. It's like, it's more that ISO ball. There's no ball movement. It's
they're just
every once in a while a little pick and roll, but it's mostly ISO ball. And they got the guy what's the center name? Daniel Tice. Shooting threes. They got the guy they call Time Lord, Robert Williams, who's a athletic center.
Out of the gym.
Right. I mean they got players, man. But
but they're a team that in a 7-game series, they're just not going to beat the really good team. They can take every team to
7 games,
6-7 games, but they're just not going to beat the really, really good teams. And you look at a team like, well, I actually wrote down Miami isn't trying to look at, they're trying to get Kyle Lowry. And so that, I mean, they're trying to upgrade there. If they get him, because I don't know if Dragic is good at what he does coming off as a guy who can score and not as a guy who's just going to run you 30-something minutes. He's not that guy. Yeah.
I think they lightning struck last year in the bubble. Yeah. Right. And I mean, I don't know if this year that same lightning is going to strike. I think it's going to hit. Right. I mean, Milwaukee signed PJ Tucker. On the sneak, right? They got somebody that
I don't mind that move. Joey's not a Milwaukee. He just thinks they're a regular. He just thinks they're a regular season team.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, until they prove differently, they are. Right?
Well, and it's because Giannis has to show that he can beat you in more ways than just being the best athlete on the court every time.
Yeah, and they got to stop doing this. I mean, I don't know. This in the playoffs, man, it seems that style they have, doesn't work because everybody just walls off Giannis from getting to the basket.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's on everybody else to shoot. And I don't think Chris Middleton he's a good player, but he's not an elite player to carry them over the top. You know what I'm saying?
Giannis hadn't had
his good players. They play good D. I mean, you never know. It could be that year. I mean, right now I think with LeBron getting hurt, the Lakers and Anthony Davis being out, they're gonna slip a little bit.
Trouble.
And you got the Suns out. You got the Suns and the Jazz out there. I mean, are they going to be the best teams in the West in the playoffs?
I heard. So Aaron, they were talking about Denver wants Aaron Gordon. Does that make anything, Joey?
They let Grant leave. They should have kept Grant.
Yes, they sure should have.
They should have just kept Grant.
They definitely should have.
I mean, Denver doesn't need anybody. They need the guys that have to step up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They got guys hurt. They got Gary Harris. Mm-hmm. I mean, they got Michael Porter. Mm-hmm. I mean, Martin. They got guys on the bench.
Good boy, JB.
I know they got guys on the bench who could play, but just maybe not producing. Yes, you still starting Millsap. Why? I don't know. Why you still starting Millsap? Millsap has like one double-figure game in the last 30 games, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? When does he do work like he used to?
I also saw, let me see, what was the other one? Lonzo to the Clippers.
Makes sense.
You like that, Joey?
Well, I don't like the fact. I think what the Clippers need is an experienced point guard that knows about the playoff atmosphere, that has been there, done that. I don't know why the Clippers ever let Rajon Rondo get to the Hawks. Why did they not throw everything that they could to?
Yeah, but then he becomes, if he doesn't have to score and shoot, and he just becomes the facilitator and the do everything else guy. That's where Lonzo is really elite at that. Yeah. But if you have to make him a guy who has to score more and shoot, he just becomes.
Yeah. So the Clippers could use the Clippers. The Clippers just need some consistency. They got what they need. They got two elite players.
Oh, the alarm's off.
Elite. Except one is, one calls himself playoff P, but playoff time is more like playoff, whatever you want. He don't really step up, right? But I mean, they got they got Kawhi. I mean, they have some good. They got some good role players. They got Marcus Moore. I mean, hey, Marcus Morris, before he came to the Clippers, he averaged almost 20 and 10 for the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
You got players. You got still got Lou off the bench who can score if you need points. I mean, their problem is they need to play consistently because they'll lose to teams too. Like, why? How are you losing to these guys?
Absolutely.
Right? They don't play. It just maybe it's because of the quick turnaround on the season, right? Because I don't know. I mean, the Clippers, they don't need anybody. They have enough right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, most of these teams, they have enough. Their players they got aren't stepping up. The only team I think, that's my opinion, only potential playoff team and contender is Philly. If they had another quality player, like they had a Kelly Oubre, and he was hitting threes because he can play D. He's athletic and he's young. That'll help them, right? That's how.
Yeah, I think they need to probably make some sort of move, but I just don't know who's.
Maybe Kyle Lowry could help Philly as well. I used to really hate on Lowry, but from that playoff run that he had when they actually won it, I know that Golden State wasn't Golden State. There's something about the way that he's a very emotional player. Yeah. That's why I think if he gets to Miami, I think I can see Miami taking Brooklyn 7 games and in a seventh game.
You see them beating them in
watch out. If it's tight going into the fourth, watch out. Kyle Lowry will take on.
He'll make a play.
He'll be with that Miami team. Will go to a whole nother level as far as just the environment. They're all feeding off of Riley. It's still a Riley team. They play hard-nosed basketball. Lowry,
he fits. He fits for sure there.
He definitely fits their style of play. But who you giving up? You giving up Tyler Hero?
Absolutely.
You giving up Tyler Hero for Kyle Lowry?
I don't know if I'm.
They're not going to want none.
No, because Yeah, because I think Tyler Hero is he's a coming off the bench scorer that can light you up for 25, 30 in a night.
Vinny Johnson, he's a microwave. Vinny Johnson.
Yeah. He's like that. He has that kind of ability, and that's hard to come by, especially in a young guy. So I can't see you mortgaging, but I don't know. In the NBA, I can't see them moving Hero. So I think that now, Joey, the Nets, you still think they're the favorite in the East for sure?
No doubt. There's no one touching them.
Yeah, I mean, they are here beating people without Kevin Durant. Durant ain't played. I know he's on my fantasy team.
Well, I guess
played in like 3 weeks.
But with there's no gel time, right? Or you're not even worried. You're not worried.
I'm not worried. There's nobody in the East that should frighten them unless Kyle Lowry goes to Miami.
Unless Philly gets another player. I think Philly, because the one thing the Nets do not have is they have DeAndre Jordan and Claxton as their bigs.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
True.
And so Embiid's going to feast against them. Like he's going to
let him get his.
I'm saying, okay, but then Philly got a little defense too. You can throw some guys at these guys that can, and Tobias Harris ain't no slouch. Let's stop right there.
He's not.
You averaging 20, like he's averaging 20 points. Should have been an all-star basically.
Absolutely.
Philly. And you got Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? You got shooters. I think the Nets are the favorite, but Philly is a player away from making it a real conversation. Making it a real conversation.
Is this Philly team on a level? Because the last time we saw like a loaded team that we were like, everyone, because of their makeup, everyone's like, oh, there's no way that they're going to win. The Lakers team before they traded Shaq, that Pistons team did not have any superstars on it. They had maybe 1 or 2 all-stars. They were all specialists. Is this Philly built in any way like that team?
Yeah, that was just like in the bottom, man. The Detroit Pistons team that beat who Lakers had Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Shaq, Kobe.
They were loaded.
That's all you had though. They didn't have a good bench or other players. But that was the problem. They had those guys at the top, but besides those guys, I mean, you got to like when the Golden State, when they first started winning, they had those guys who were mighty young and hungry, but they had Harrison Barnes, they had of course Dollar, and they had that Barbosa.
Was Andrew Bogut on there?
Andrew Bogut was there.
Bogut. Yeah, I mean they had a bunch of good players and some young stars. So
absolutely.
I mean, sometimes it's I don't know, man. NBA, the best teams usually win, and right now in the East, the Nets are the best team because they got the best players. I mean, they got they got 3 of the top 6, 7, 8 players in the league on their team.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, it's plain and simple. They got Harden, Kyrie. No, I mean that's a big 3, right?
It is.
Yeah, that's a LeBron, Wade, Bosh big 3. Probably better.
This may be better.
It's better. I mean, in terms of the players, it's a better big 3, right?
Especially because Harden has turned into, he's not the Houston Harden. He's the guy. He's exactly what they need.
Yeah.
He's the one who's changed his game the most to kind of allow the other 2 to do their thing. And which is weird because I don't think Harden would be that guy because he's not. I mean, over the last 6, 7, he's not been that guy, but he's always been able to get you a lot of assists. I mean, he's never been a super selfish guy, other than he just loves the ball in his hands. Yeah. But it will. I mean, I still think, I mean, they're so talented that I don't need to. It's like Miami that one year with LeBron where they don't you think they don't even need to gel really. They walk on the floor and they're just better than everybody.
And then what took LeBron over the top when they brought in Ray Allen?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the year before when they played Dallas had they had Jason Kidd, Sean Marion, they had Dirk. They had
Chandler,
Jason Terry,
Tyson Chandler on that.
Tyson Chandler. I mean, they had a bunch. They had a bunch of vets and good players. So they can beat you, right?
Absolutely.
With a
Jerry Stackhouse was Stackhouse on that?
I don't know. He played on that team that lost. He played on the team that lost to the Heat. And then he played on that team when they had Devin. Remember that series when they played the Heat played Miami and Dwayne Wade was getting them phantom calls? Dwayne Wade. I mean, they made Dwayne Wade a superstar. Like that series against them. Goodness gracious, the calls he was getting, man. I was like, man, okay, the guy can play, but Jesus, why you giving them calls? Nobody even touching them. Like, I never forget that series. But I mean, right now, if the Nets don't even have to be a team that can stop you. They just got to be able to. Can you stop them and score more points to them?
Yeah, right? Their defense just has to be average.
Yeah, average.
And then they're basically saying, if we want to put up 140 tonight, can you put up 140?
Yeah.
And a lot of teams can't. They just physically, like even the Lakers, they're not built to do that.
Yeah. But okay, so when you play a team like that, how you slow them down, Joey?
How you slow Brooklyn down?
How you slow a team down that wants to put up points and run and not play?
Well, just like you said earlier, some young guys that are willing to, they know that they're not going to stop arguably the top 3 offense players in basketball now, but every small detail counts.
Yeah.
Hedging picks.
Yeah.
Going over the top of picks, not taking the easy way out. Every loose ball, tipping balls, all of those small details count.
There's only 2 teams in the East that can put a player on the court against them that can be the best player on the court.
Yes.
That's Milwaukee and that's Philly. They're the only 2 that got a chance. Nobody else can put a better player on the court and say, okay, he is the best player on the court against those guys. Embiid can be the best player on the court against them.
Yes, he can.
Giannis can. Nobody else can in the East.
Giannis won't.
There's no one else who can be the best player on the court against them in the East.
Yeah.
Maybe the Wizards, right, with Bill, right? Because they beat them twice already, but they don't make the playoffs though. Because the Wizards, like they'll play good. They'll beat Utah and then lose to the Rockets.
Yes, they will.
Hey, the Rockets have
lost 20 straight.
I wonder if they move Oladipo.
Absolutely. If they are smart, they will
move him and go ahead and start Kevin Porter Jr. He's on my. Hey, can I mention something real quick? I don't appreciate y'all picking up my players and they putting up big numbers. Chris, you picked up Aaron Gordon and Johnson. Those guys went crazy for you.
Oh yeah. Well, Keldon Johnson
20 and 20. What?
Keldon Johnson had been on my thing. I was like, I told Joey, like, why did you drop him?
Gosh, man.
As soon as he dropped him, I was all on that.
I have no loyalty to nobody in fantasy.
Well, and that's what I told you. Remember?
No, you don't.
You got to be on a different. You got to be like Durant type to be somebody I won't drop. I don't care when it comes to fantasy basketball. I have no loyalty to a player that can one day give you 20 and 20, and next game give you.
Well, I mean, for me, it's just I have guys I want to build around that can do certain things, and then they're just on my watch list and I'll just ride them out until somebody drops them.
Yeah, true. I do that.
I mean, that's what I said is I'm not going to win. I'm not going to smoke guys usually. I mean, every once in a while I'll do it, but it has to fall into the guys. Right now, Anthony Davis is killing me. So
yeah, definitely.
I mean, until he's back, unless I trade for old Drew Holiday, right, Joe?
I see that Joey's squad is up and coming, trying to catch me. But when I play him, we're gonna go ahead and settle that, and I'm gonna put me in place.
We'll see about that.
So hopefully by then, if I can get my boy back by then, if I can get KD back by then, I feel real good because I feel real good about my squad. I texted Joey the other day about my squad. You get my text, Joey?
I got that nonsense.
Yeah, next day they all play like bums the next game. I jinxed myself. I totally jinxed myself, right? I texted Chris, I texted Joey about how all my guys at last 5 were putting up numbers. I had Kevin Porter Jr. was putting up 20-some points a game. Michael Porter Jr. was putting up 20 and like 10. I had Zion. The next game, them guys played like bum. Every single one of them.
Your squad is loaded, though.
Yes, yeah. I keep a loaded squad. You know, I keep a squad loaded.
Porter is the guy you need to do it because he's the guy you definitely need to turn around and actually do because there's games where he's way up and down. He's super streaky.
Because it's that team like they got all that talent in the world too, but what's their identity, right? I mean, you see them play. They got all these athletes. They'll get a rebound and throw the ball to the Joker. He brings up the court. Yeah. What? You can't run with your non-athletic center. Bring the ball up the court. Right? You can't. I mean,
not be athletic, JB. But
no, listen, I'm just talking about the guy is an MVP candidate, right? But we're talking about how you want to play.
Better than Embiid.
Huh?
Better than Embiid.
He's better than Embiid? No.
Better.
I would say he's better at. He's definitely a better passer.
Better facilitator, yes. But a better player? No.
I would still take Embiid. The only reason I wouldn't maybe take Embiid is just over Jokic is just the injury history. And I mean, early on Embiid had struggling to get on the court.
Yeah. But that's changed, right?
That's your knock on him.
Embiid blocking shots better too. So
yes, that's what I'm talking about. The Joker is not protecting the rim against Denver. You drive to the hole, you attack them because Joker ain't blocking your shot.
No,
he's not even trying to block a shot. He ain't even trying to draw a charge either. He just like this. Olay. He's like, come on down, lay it up. Right? If you miss, we're gonna score points. No, I'm taking Embiid all day. And you got Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, you got Will Barton, you got all these guys who athletic. And what do? You walk the ball up the court. What? No. I'm sorry. Nope. You know, I mean, you watch these NBA teams play. It's like their coaches are so, I don't know, stubborn, right? Like, for example, you watch the Pacers play. They'll run the same plays like 20 times in a row. Like, what are you doing? You keep running that pick with Simmons at the top.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, everybody knows it's coming. And, like, do something different.
I think everyone's just going through the motions until playoffs anyway.
Until it's time to tighten up.
I guess so. I mean, but, the goal is to make the playoffs, right?
Yes,
yeah.
If you don't make the playoffs, it don't matter what you doing. You want to, and then I guess this year, home court advantage is not that much of a big thing because not many crowds going to be there.
Right.
But still, I don't know. I mean, anyway.
Yeah. Let's get into our. So next up, we're doing
the parlay picks.
Yeah. So we each got a pick. We're each picking a game tomorrow that's playing against the spread, and we each got to try to see if we can pick a different winner. So there's 8 college games. This week we're trying to stay in college, but JB has a thing we'll do later on next week.
Yep.
That we can do, so we'll switch it up. But this week we're going to go. So basically, Joe, you want to start off with yours, JB? I don't know who wants to start off.
Sure.
All right. I go with mine. I go with mine first, and I'll keep track of y'all's, and
all right.
I have the list next week, a nice little PowerPoint or something. All right, so I'm gonna go with Michigan minus the points against LSU.
That was one I wrote down, so I'm agreeing there.
Yeah. All right. So I got Chris, Joy. What you doing?
But I'll give another one after that. I got one.
Okay.
I will be taking Iowa.
We're talking about the Michigan LSU game.
The Michigan LSU game?
Yeah.
Are you thinking so what we're trying to just are you gonna throw out the names and then we're just seeing how we're picking, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. And
I got you.
I got you.
Okay, yeah. So I'm definitely taking Michigan there.
All right. Who you got, Joey? Michigan or LSU?
Minus the 5. Joey, they got to win by 5.
Minus the 5. I will definitely take Michigan minus the 5 on that.
All right. So that's the chalk. We're going with the chalk on that one, right? Everybody
all 3 of us there.
All right. So Alabama minus 5 over Maryland. You go, Chris.
I'm taking Alabama for sure. I don't even.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joey.
I will definitely I'm going to take Maryland in this.
Maryland in the points.
we got 5.
Take Maryland.
You got Maryland plus the 5.
This is going to come down to a bucket. This is going to come down to one bucket.
I'm going Alabama minus 5. I think Alabama is going to prove to be Alabama is a sleeper team to make the Final Four. They're a solid squad. They were the top team in the SEC this year. Okay. Next one. Florida State minus 5 over Colorado.
I'm taking Colorado here. I like Colorado.
We got Colorado plus the 1.5. Okay.
Yeah. Joey.
Okay, Joey.
I'm definitely taking Florida State. Florida State is going to the Final Four. This game is going to be it's not going to be close.
I'll be close. Okay.
It's not going to be close. It's not going to be.
On my notes. I'm writing down not close. Okay.
This should have been a -6 Florida State.
Oh.
I think honestly, I'm gonna go with Florida State too. But I think it'll be closer than what Joey's saying. But I think they'll beat them by more than 1.5 points. All right. So Iowa over Oregon. I'm going with Iowa big. So I'm going with Iowa.
I think all 3 of us are.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm Iowa big also.
Okay.
I think this would be our one pick that we all
agreed on Michigan too.
Yeah, so we're loving the big chalky teams.
Okay. All right. This one right here is a tricky one. USC,
I was struggling with this one.
-1 over Kansas.
Isn't Kansas the number 3 seed?
Yeah, but how did let me check this thing out, make sure Chris
it's because of I think also because so they had that Wilson guy out.
That's right. He's right.
Wilson was out and he's a starter, but he had the COVID issue.
Okay.
So I think the line might change if he comes back, but hey, we'll take it at this line here. But that number, the Mobley kid on USC, he's probably the number 2 pick in the draft next year. I think they're saying. So there's 2 brothers, and they're Kansas. Kansas. I saw Kansas is 9-1 in their last 10 games against the spread against Oklahoma State, Texas, like good teams. And they're right there. So, but after all that, I think I'll go US. I'll go USC.
You going USC? Okay.
After I just said, I'll still take USC.
Who you got, Joey? USC or Kansas?
I think with the USC -1, I'm definitely going Kansas.
Okay.
Rock chalk.
Okay, I'm going Kansas too on this one.
All
right, here's a big spread one. Gonzaga -14.5 over Oklahoma.
Stop it.
You don't think it's enough, Joey?
Absolutely. They really think they're 14.5 points better than Oklahoma.
That's what their spread is.
My goodness. Give Oklahoma
so basically, you said Oklahoma, right? Yeah,
Oklahoma.
Okay.
I was thinking I was trying to predict the line. I was thinking it might be 16 or 17. So I'm going Gonzaga.
Yeah, goodness. I'm going Gonzaga too, man. I think Gonzaga gonna blow them out. I think Gonzaga is on a mission.
Yeah, I think they put up easy. They beat Norfolk State by like 50 something, Joe.
Yeah,
I mean that's Norfolk State, but still,
yeah.
That's 50. They're putting up 100 points on them easy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
All right, and last one, UCLA over Texas Abilene Christian. It's a UCLA favorite by 4.5.
Oh, see, I didn't write on the last thing. I didn't write it down. So there's one more after that. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll take UCLA. I don't know if if Abilene Christian is. I mean, hey, Texas is a good team, and they beat them. So, and UCLA, but I think a lot of those play-in type of teams, you always see those teams make it far for whatever reason. That was the year VCU, everybody was slipping out.
Syracuse made it one
yeah,
year.
They made it. So I'm just gonna ride. I'm just riding that they're just, just a play-in team that's going. I think obviously they're a better team, but I'm taking UCLA there.
Why don't you, Joey? Abilene Christian, I see it in your face.
I do not like. I think this is going to be much tighter than what everybody thinks. This will also come down to a bucket.
So you're going Abilene Christian.
UCLA will not cover.
Okay, Abilene Christian. I'm going UCLA. I think.
All right, the last game is the Creighton over Ohio.
Oh.
And I'm thinking
that spread is 5.5.
Yeah, so I think. Now, did you see that kid from Ohio, that Jason Peters kid? That guy was balling.
He was lighting it up, right?
Yeah, so I think Creighton and UVA. Creighton's a faster UVA basically, and so and they played them in a kind of slow game, and they showed they could beat them. I think they can speed them up a little bit and still be fine. Ohio plays at that pace anyway, so I'm taking Creighton. I'm taking Ohio right there.
Are you going Ohio?
I'm going Ohio. Yeah, Ohio, yeah. I'm thinking. Points? Yeah, I'm taking the point.
Okay.
I think
Creighton. What about you, Joe?
Creighton got blown out by 20-something against Georgetown.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
And they won by 1 point.
Was it after like the whole
McDermott stuff?
McDermott stuff.
And they beat UConn by 3. Mm-hmm. They got blown out, and then they won by 1 yesterday.
Okay.
Okay. That's my selling point.
You got no faith in Creighton right now.
No, that's what I'm saying.
All right, Joey.
JB, I don't have faith in Creighton either. I think this will be also down to one possession.
Joey's loving the one possession games.
This is tight. All these games will be tight.
I'm going Creighton. I think they're gonna step up. I think Abilene Christian, not Abilene Christian. I think Ohio. They on a high right now. They're like, oh, we made it to the round of 32, and then they'll get that bubble burst next week, on Monday against Creighton. All right. So I'm gonna run through the picks real quick. Everybody know. Chris, you got Michigan, Alabama, Colorado, Iowa, USC, Gonzaga, UCLA, and Ohio. Joey, you got Michigan, Maryland, Florida State, not even close. Iowa, Kansas, Abilene Christian, and Ohio. JB, who is me, I have Michigan, I have Roll Tide, I have Florida State, I got Luke Garza going crazy against Oregon. I got Rock Chalk Jayhawk. And I got Gonzaga blowing Oklahoma out. I got the UCLA Bruins, and I got Creighton. Right? I guess what I got.
So how many teams how many do we have all the same? Just Michigan and
so we got Michigan, Iowa.
And Iowa, that's it.
That's it. It's Michigan and Iowa. Everything else, we all different.
I'm surprised.
All right, so we'll see after tomorrow. So you'll total that up, and we'll see where we're at next week.
Yes, sir. All right, so before we do the last part, let's do the picks for next week.
All right.
The CJ squared picks for next week. All right, and then we'll go with we'll go with like the tiebreaker. We'll best 2 out of 3. That's the team we'll pick. Okay. This should be.
This is straight up. Straight
up. No spreads. No nothing. No spreads. No nothing. Let me get my sheet, because I got the sheet already written out for us. All right.
I wonder how many guys are picking upsets.
I mean, the guy who won this week, man, he just picked anything, so it don't matter, right?
Yeah, I
mean, he got lucky. All right, so let me bring it to this screen here, because I want anybody to see it. What we're doing.
Just to let y'all know, the Oklahoma State Cowboys are in trouble.
I know. I saw that. They're in trouble. I know.
Trouble.
It happens sometimes.
It does.
If you are, man, it's like, well, I think with him is, I think that just because you're the best player on the court every time, I mean, I don't necessarily know if that just means you can dominate. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's that. I mean, look at Kevin Durant got bounced in the first round.
Yep. A lot of guys get bounced. Yep. All right, here we go. This is all Friday. This is Friday. First game we got on the docket. The Nets at the Pistons.
That's not close at all.
You going? Everybody going Nets, right?
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Okay.
James Harden.
Celtics at the Bucks.
I'm going Milwaukee.
Who you going, Joey?
Milwaukee.
I'm going Milwaukee as well. All right. Raptors at Suns.
I'll say Phoenix.
I'm taking Phoenix too. Who you got, Joey?
I'm taking Phoenix at Toronto.
We all agreeing? Okay. Heat at Hornets. Heat at the Hornets.
I'll take give me the Hornets.
Give me Miami. Did y'all hear what happened?
What's that?
LaMelo Ball broke his wrist out for the season.
Oh, never mind then. Give me the Heat.
I'm going with the Heat, but that's an upgrade for my man Terry Rozier. Let y'all know.
Oh, dang it.
That is an upgrade for him. Okay.
The rich get richer right there.
Yeah. All right. Nuggets at Pelicans.
Pelicans are playing better.
Zion Williamson, baby.
I'll take the Pelicans there.
I'm taking the Pelicans.
Okay, I want Pelicans too. All right. Trailblazers at Magic.
Magic seem like they're falling off. I'll take the Trailblazers.
The Magic beat the Nets the other day, believe it or not. They beat the Nets early in the week. Yep.
Luke.
I'm taking the Trailblazers too, Joey. Who you going with?
Portland's back healthy. They got their backcourt back.
All right.
Portland's gonna win.
Pacers at the Mavericks.
I'm
going with Luka.
I'll second that.
Okay, so that's Chris. Don't matter what you do.
Doesn't matter. I'll go.
Grizzlies at the Jazz. The Jazz they've been losing now, but
they've been falling off also. I'll still take the Jazz though.
I'm going with the Jazz at home too, Joey. Too late, too slow.
Amen to that.
All right, the Hawks at the Warriors. Hawks have won. I think they won like 7 or 8 straight.
They're 8-2 in the last 10. I'm taking Hawks there. I think the Warriors are horrible.
I'm going to Warriors at home.
Is what will be Steph Curry's? Will he be playing?
Hey, look, man, it's next Friday. Okay, you got time to think about all that. Pick a team.
DeAndre Hunter will be back. Hopefully, I just
pick him up
on fantasy. I already did.
Yeah, good for you.
I will be taking the Hawks.
So I guess I went with the Warriors. You got the Hawks. Okay, all right. So we go with the Hawks. We go with the majority. Cavaliers at Lakers.
With no LeBron, no Anthony Davis.
Ooh.
That's a dumpy game right there.
Yes, it is.
I'll still take the Lakers. Joey?
I'll take the Lakers. All right, hold on. My something just came on my screen that they're not supposed to be there. Hey, okay. The Lakers, okay, good. Rockets and the Timberwolves.
Man, this game's even worse.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness. Is that the
By the way, did you see Anthony Edwards?
Oh, come on.
42? 42 on you. You like he's a scrub, JB. He's a scrub. And what did I tell you? I said he gonna start showing off here. And then now he is the runner. He is the front runner for Rookie of the Year right now.
Oh,
the yellow ball gone. So he about to show out now, Joey.
And he's the best in-game dunker going right now.
Oh, God, Lee, yes. I got the Timberwolves, man. Because the Rockets
I think their roster is more talented, probably.
Timberwolves, Chris?
Timberwolves.
Yeah, Timberwolves.
All right. So Pistons at Wizards. I'm going Wizards against the Pistons.
Man, that's another bad game. I'll take the Wizards.
Okay.
Man, Russell Westbrook been playing lights out.
All right, Bulls at the Spurs. Westbrook is averaging a triple-double. They make the All-Star team. That's crazy.
I'll take
Yeah,
the.
I mean,
I'll take
2010
the.
and
I'll
like
take the
11.
Spurs. I'll take the Spurs.
I'm going with the Spurs as well. Joey, too late. Celtics at the Thunder. Honestly, I'm going Thunder here. Celtics are inconsistent.
C's.
Chris, you the tiebreaker. Who you got?
Oh, I'm an OKC guy, but give me the Celtics. Sorry.
Ah, okay. All right, so Mavericks at Pelicans.
Oh, that's not a bad.
That's a really good game. A lot of scoring. I can tell y'all what. One week on FanDuel, they had a bet. The bet was, will Zion Williamson get 4 dunks? I won like $70 with a $5 bet that game. Dude had 3 dunks in the first like 3 minutes.
Once that 4th dunk came, did you jump up?
Oh yeah, I was like, yep.
Easy money. Easy money.
Easy money, man.
I'll still take the Mavericks.
I'm going with the Pelicans. Who you got, Joey?
Joey, breaking it.
Playoff time is coming. It's time to see what the teams are really doing. Luka will show he's the best young player in the NBA. Dallas.
So you got the Mavericks then. Okay.
Yes.
That's a good one.
76ers at the Clippers.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Won't be close.
Won't be close. What? You're
close.
saying it's 76ers?
You got the Clippers?
Absolutely.
I'll take 76ers.
I'm going with Joey on this one because I don't know if Embiid's gonna be back.
True. I mean, you got to know Saturday. That's
I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's why you pick ahead. It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Suns at the Hornets.
Suns.
Joey.
Phoenix. Absolutely.
Suns.
Homecoming game.
For Chris Paul. Okay. All right. I was thinking Hornets, but okay. Trailblazers at Raptors.
Raptors aren't. I'll take Trailblazers.
Okay. Joey, who you got?
I'm gonna take Portland also.
All right. Well, it don't even matter what I was gonna pick. I was thinking. I'm thinking the Trailblazers too. The Raptors, man, inconsistent. Hawks at the Nuggets. Clint Capella versus the Joker.
The Joker.
Clint
Trae Young versus
Jamal Murray. Absolutely.
Michael Porter versus DeAndre Hunter and James Collins.
I'm going Denver.
You going Denver? About you, Joey?
I'm going to go Denver as well.
Okay, I was going to go Denver on that one too.
They don't know.
All right, now here's the tiebreaker for. That's how I won week 1. I picked the tiebreaker. I won the points week 1 in this pool. Nuggets and Hawks. What's the score? What's the points? You think it's going to be? I think the score is going to be like 120 to 125. So that's 245 points. It's y'all like 240, 235, so 245.
So they're scoring. What are they generally getting about? Denver looks like they're right in that range, the 120 range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're probably safe with Hawks score though. Yeah, I would say probably 245 range.
I like that.
All right. Then we go with 245.
I like that.
All right. So there are our picks are the Nets, Bucks, Suns, Heat, Pelicans, Trailblazers, Mavericks, Jazz, Hawks, Lakers, Timberwolves, Wizards, Spurs, Celtics, Mavericks, Clippers, Suns, Blazers, Nuggets, 245. I'm going to send y'all this sheet tomorrow. This week I am going to fit the bill for the CJ Squared team. And if we win, then we just put the money doing something for our little podcast.
Yeah, that works. All right. Yeah, I mean, let me know. I can split. If we do it each week, we can just rotate it or whatever.
Oh yeah, we got to worry about Joey though, because he's the one you got to worry about.
You better worry about me.
He's the one you got to worry about. He'd be like, "Well, JB, even though I got a stimulus check and I got paid for,
we ain't get that yet.
Even though I got paid for 2 kids and my wife, I still ain't got it. Even though we got like Even though we got like $5,000, we got $1,500. I ain't got $10 for the pool, JB. I can already see it. I hear it
like, let me ref 3 more games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know it, Chris. You
all
know.
All right. So
where we headed, Chris?
So we're gonna have to I guess in the future we're gonna have to work on our time limits. Or we just not gonna care about time limits and just keep it going where we keep it going. So I think tonight so far has been awesome, right?
Yeah, I mean the topics, I think we just have to figure out if we really, if you're gonna, because I mean if you're gonna want people, you know, I mean I guess you have to figure out how long we actually want it to go. I mean the topics themselves don't seem bad, so
yeah. Maybe cut it down to maybe like maybe 3 topics instead of 5. And then have our little picks every week at the end, right?
Might be able to do, I mean, those part don't really take that long. You might be able to do the main topic, the bracket, maybe 4 topics, then would probably work.
Okay, sounds good.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
So then on this one, what we're doing is we're doing an all-time roster bracket. Yep. So we're basically taking the best team. As an example, we went UCLA and we took their all-time would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton, Ed O'Bannon, Reggie Miller, and Jamal Wilkes. So we're basically doing 8 teams in a bracket. We ranked them out and they're facing off against each other and we just decide. So majority wins. And we're basing this one here. We're trying our best to do based on college careers. So obviously Michael Jordan's in there. So I mean that would throw everything off if you're just like, well, Michael Jordan pro. Yeah. So we're trying to base it off of college the best we can. So I'll throw out the first one. So the number 1 seed is UCLA, which I just read, versus the 8 seed, which is Kentucky. And I put Tayshaun Prince, Tony Delk, Anthony Davis, John Wall, and Jamal Mashburn. So what's your guys' take? Joey, you want to start us off?
Number 1, as great of a player as Tony Delk was at Kentucky, I'm putting Karl Anthony Towns there to replace him.
Well, and the thing is, I
ain't talking about that, man.
I know. I'm just saying.
What I try to do is when I try to go through the guys, I try to make it somewhat like a team.
Yes. It is.
Tony Delk played on a national championship team.
Yes, he did.
Well, and because then you could throw Towns, Cousins, Anthony Davis. You could just throw a bunch of like big dudes, and then
I can throw. You forgot Rex Chapman. I can throw Ron Mercer. I just keep going on, Joey. Just pick your team.
Antoine Walker.
Put it in there.
Just pick your team, man. Okay.
I will take UCLA over Kentucky 1/8.
Okay. I'm taking UCLA over Kentucky as well on this one. Right?
Yeah, I was
Bill Walton and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I don't even think this one's close. Actually, I don't think it's close. I mean, I think they wiped the floor with them.
Lou Alcindor.
But the thing is what I was saying is who brings the ball up for UCLA?
Jamal Wilkes.
Yeah,
I
mean, I guess somebody has to.
Yeah. I mean, you got some. I mean, you could have picked the what is it? They had a lot of good point guards back in the day.
So they had Collinson, Tyus Edney was there. Remember?
Yep. Hit that shot off the glass.
Yeah. Westbrook's there, but they never had an elite point guard.
Yeah,
right. That in the college game.
Remember they had Cameron Dollar.
Yeah.
Baron Davis.
Baron Davis.
Baron Davis was on the high. He was the highest point guard of the super old guys. So I would think basically you just get a guy who can bring it down and just throw it over to 2 of the huge guys and just let them do their thing.
Right.
All right. So the next round we got UNC, which I'm definitely a homer. We all have our teams in here. So I got Hansborough, Anton Jameson, Sam Perkins, James Worthy, Michael Jordan. And I've got Kansas as Nick Collinson, Paul Pierce, Wilt Chamberlain, Jock Vaughn, Danny Manning.
And Joe, That one is closer than you believe
It is
because
closer.
I'm sorry, they ain't got nobody on that team stopping Wilt Chamberlain. I'm sorry, I don't care.
Yeah,
right? You ain't stopping Wilt Chamberlain. No, they Jameson, Perkins.
Well, they're small. I mean, Perkins isn't really that kind of big
Center.
either.
Yep.
He's a more of a finesse big.
Yep.
And then Manning was ridiculous in college.
Yes, he was. He was a monster.
They're more of a traditional team with Jock Vaughn being kind of just a facilitator type of player.
Can't shoot a lick.
I mean, Paul Pierce, we know what Paul Pierce and Nick Collinson was a beast.
Yeah.
He was definitely like, kind of that big stayed all 4 years type of guy.
I wonder what team ended his college career. Who was that?
Oh, stop it. That was the old Heinrich, the Hakeem Warwick year, right?
Block that shot in the corner. Yep.
I went to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got my stepdad worked and he got free tickets. He was a grocery manager at Giant, and he got free tickets, and we were way up, because it was in the Superdome. We were way up there, and you can barely even. It's crazy how little on the basketball court, how small it is. I mean, it's like, they're because what is it? So hold 70,000, 80,000 people.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's they cut because they don't even allow people to sit on the far side.
Right.
You couldn't see it. I mean, it's like it's nothing like what it looks like on TV. And we were surrounded by Syracuse fans, so you would have been loving that.
Oh, I would have.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, who you got in that one? Well, let me give my pick because I'm going.
Okay, because
I'll go UNC.
I picked UNC. I went UNC as well.
Joey, would you have taken Kansas?
I would have taken Carolina.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Carolina.
They move on, but that would be a crucial game though. Yes,
it would.
All right, so we got Georgetown at Duke next.
Yeah, so Georgetown's got
them Hoyas, boy.
Now this is the team with height here. Ewing, Mutombo, Iverson, Sleepy Floyd, Mourning, and Duke's got Hurley, Battier, Leitner, Reddick, and Grant Hill. Joey's a Duke fan, just letting you know that. So
I'm going Georgetown. It's not even close.
You lost your mind.
Tell me how Duke's going to score.
I know that Patrick.
Duke better knock down all threes.
I do realize that.
Duke better knock down all threes.
JB, you look at this Duke roster. You got four winners. Three, actually. You actually have three here. You've got, this is a loaded Duke. I don't know why Duke is not maybe the number one ranked team.
I mean, you got Bobby Hurley, Shane Battier, Chris Reddick, Grant Hill. I mean, you're loaded.
One ranked team.
You're loaded. But there's a but. Georgetown, right? I mean, you got Patrick Ewing, your boy from the Knicks, really? You got Alonzo Mourning, and you got your boy. Mm-hmm. You got your boy right there, right? You got Sleepy Floyd, NCAA champion, but you got the answer. Iverson, not one player on Duke team better than Allen Iverson, not one.
In college,
if Iverson would have played 4 years, not one.
In
Iverson
college,
played 2. If he had played 4 years like the rest of them played,
there's a guard that's not on the list that was a better guard than Iverson in college.
Yeah, I'm sure Jason Williams. Yeah, until he rolled a motorcycle and got hurt. I know about him, right? But no, I'm talking about on this list right here.
Bobby Hurley was better than AI in college.
But he was not better than Allen Iverson.
So who
talk about players? Okay,
if they look to spread them out, right? Because that's how Duke would try to win it.
Yeah.
Who would be on Grant Hill then?
I put Alonzo on him.
That's the question mark.
But Grant Hill was not a 3-point shooter, so you can play off of Grant Hill at this time in his career. And Shane Battier could knock some down, but he wasn't like a knockdown 3-point shooter like he was in the NBA. We're talking about college here, sir. That's my opinion, right? Hey, if y'all want to go Duke, go Duke. I mean,
this is
go the majority. I'm going Georgetown. I'm going Big East. So
I will take back
next round. Not even a question.
I will take back what I said earlier that this is absolutely close because Patrick Ewing was an amazing college player.
Oh my God, was he?
Amazing college player.
He was
so
awesome. Did they beat Phi Jammer Slammer?
That they did beat them. Yes.
Man,
yes,
I'm trying to think.
Yes,
I'm
they
just
did.
trying to.
Now, but in Duke's defense, they beat UNLV. I got you. Bobby Hurley and Grant Hill and I think Christian Laettner on that team that beat UNLV.
Christian Laettner might be the greatest college player who ever lived.
I mean, he's arguably the greatest college player, but in this, I think they swarm him. I don't know what he does against these.
Maybe.
No,
I mean, you got three of the greatest shot blockers, interior defenders of all time.
All time.
It's true.
And so it basically comes down to how hot is JJ Redick, really, right?
Very. Very.
Stevie Floyd. Got a slouch.
I'll go Georgetown.
Yes, sir. We're going Georgetown. Joey. Goodbye, Dukies.
I do it. It.
Michigan State versus Syracuse. Not even close. Syracuse.
This isn't close for me.
Even though Magic Johnson is the man.
John Wallace, Earl of Pearl, Sherman Douglas, and Derek Coleman.
And we forgot Billy Owens. I mean, you could have put Billy Owens in there for John Wallace.
Billy Owens there.
Right.
Michigan State's got Zach Randolph, Draymond Green, Steve Smith, Mantine Cleaves, and Magic Johnson. We're all saying Syracuse.
I mean, Magic is yes, but everybody else, what they gonna do?
Yeah, I mean,
how they gonna stop Carmelo?
Freshman
college Carmelo.
Freshman Carmelo was amazing.
Yeah, and you got Earl of Pearl. Oh my, Earl of Pearl and Sherman Douglas, the Kings of the Lob.
Earl the Pearl, Black Jesus.
Okay, Sherman Douglas was the best lob thrower in college history. I'm sorry. When he had Stevie Thompson and the other guy with the high top fade, Dwayne something, and he was the best lob thrower in college with Ronnie Cycli. So
they had Cycli high on this list.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
So now we're going to we're in the final four, right? So it's UCLA versus this is a matchup here. Kareem, Walton. So it's UCLA versus Syracuse.
Oh, the 1 seed versus the 4?
Yeah,
even though I love my Syracuse team, I gotta go UCLA. I'm not a homer. I use logic. I'm not like Joey. So I'm going with UCLA.
Let me see. Yeah, I think that with those two bigs in the inside, I think they struggle though bringing the ball up. I don't know how good was Reggie Miller in college.
He was a good player. He wasn't quite the player he was in the NBA. Right?
Yeah,
but he was a first round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
is O'Bannon better than Miller? O'Bannon was a beast that 1 year.
Yes,
O'Bannon was a beast in college. He was an all around player. You know, the left-hander. Yeah, he was a beast.
I gotta go. I'll take UCLA.
Nate Smith.
Joey, who would you have taken?
I'm any team that has Alcindor, the greatest college player who ever lived. It's gonna be hard to beat him. And
so we got UCLA in the finals.
So now we got a team who definitely doesn't have any bigs in Carolina versus Georgetown that's just loaded underneath. They're just doing whatever they want underneath.
I don't know, man. I gotta go with Georgetown again.
Yeah, I think that's just a matchup nightmare for.
Yeah.
And I don't think the only way to really beat a Georgetown like that is either what we're going to probably see with UCLA to battle them inside.
Yeah.
Or you just really spread them out and pull those guys away. And Carolina isn't that. If you look at that roster, they don't have a guy who can really shoot at all. That kind of.
Jordan was a mid-range shooter in college and attacked the rim. There's no rim attacking against that team.
Right.
No, so
not in college. No, there is no rim attacking. And Tyler Hansbrough was a beast in the paint against him. He's negated. He's he's not getting his shot up.
Yeah. So we're all saying Georgetown.
Georgetown versus UCLA.
All right. Ooh. This is a good matchup here.
Battle of the big.
This is an old school.
I gotta go with Georgetown.
I think maybe Iverson makes the.
I think Iverson is the difference. Because
they don't have a guy who can be athletic like him.
Nope.
Battle of the bigs.
I mean, you got Ewing, you got Mutombo, you got Mourning, and then you got Lou Alcindor, and you got Walton, and you got O'Bannon and Wilkes. I mean, like I said, those Georgetown guys kind of negate all of that inside play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not gonna stop Lou Alcindor. I mean, Kareem. You're not gonna stop Bill Walton, but you can slow him down with those three.
You can.
Yeah.
Joey, what are you feeling? I think I'll put it. Let me put this on Joey. I'll go UCLA.
Oh, Joey. So you did the deciding pick, man. And by the way, Oklahoma State, they made a game again. Right now they down 8 with the ball. It looks like.
Okay.
They're down 9 with 8 minutes left. So it's tightening up.
Yeah, but Houston was down. Houston was down that way. There's definitely been teams that have. That's a ton of time. 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Plenty, definitely. Considering that,
all right, Joey.
I did not mean to disrespect Bubba Chuck earlier. He actually was, when he got into the college game, he was absolutely amazing.
Monster.
6 feet tall, if he's even 6 feet tall.
Yeah, monster.
I would say because of AI's skill, that may end up being the actual difference. Who's going to do anything with him? In the history of the entire game, no one can stay in front of him.
Nope.
I'll take Georgetown over UCLA.
Oh, so we got Georgetown. I guess if anybody watches this, man, it would be like, what? I need Georgetown to get out there anyway.
Especially
y'all even know basketball. Y'all watch basketball.
Because it's UCLA.
Yeah, yes, we do. I mean,
the Blue Bloods.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Okay, all right.
That's a good list, though.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
All right.
The 3 seed comes out.
3 seed comes out.
It's the year of the tournament. No 1 seed.
Yeah.
I would have thought UCLA, but when you break it down, I think UCLA not having a great point guard probably ends up coming back to bite them because they don't have an all-time great point guard on the level of
not in college. They had guys who were